Your applause, please.
Glad you are joining us for the 2025 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction. This wheelman from small-town Missouri could always be found around the garage with his trademark smile. Behind that smile was a fiery competitor who would do whatever it took to get to victory lane. No stranger to hard work, he served as a substitute teacher while chasing his racing career and committed to a fitness regimen unrivaled by his peers. He made his mark in all three of NASCAR's national series, capping off his impressive 72 victories with his signature backflip off the driver's side window. Tonight, he makes his way into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Over the course of his career, Carl Edwards backflipped his way into the hearts of racing fans with each trip to victory lane. An easygoing presence in the garage and a lightning-fast competitor on the track, Carl Edwards was one of the 21st century's most accomplished and beloved drivers.
When you look at Carl Edwards, one of the things that you think about is tenacity. He approached every race that he was going to win that race.
He was really good at thinking his way through races, being really smart, methodical, and always getting better.
Carl had a ton of talent. He would just drive the wheels off whatever he was in. It was just natural.
He had a real focus in his professional career. He is a real credit to our sport, and he was a superstar.
The former engineering student from Columbia, Missouri, worked as a substitute teacher while pursuing a racing career. He caught the eye of car owner Jack Roush and earned a full-time ride in the Truck Series in 2003.
What I saw was somebody that appeared to have more enthusiasm for the racing and more interest in being successful than he was concerned for himself.
That season, Edwards won 3 races, along with the Truck Series Rookie of the Year award. By 2005, Edwards went full-time in both the Cup Series and what is now the Xfinity Series, and was awarded the Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year title that same year.
This sport has a new star, and the fans love it.
Nobody had ever seen anything like that. The backflip just endeared him to every fan ever. I looked forward to as a kid whenever he won, like, oh, we get to see the Carl backflip.
In 2008, Edwards led all drivers with 9 wins. He was also a force to be reckoned with in the Xfinity Series, winning a remarkable 38 races and the 2007 championship. A born competitor, Edwards raced full-time in both series for 7 years.
He came on so fast. You know, from the time he jumped in a truck to jump to the Cup level, you heard about him, and here he was, and boom, all of a sudden he's winning races and winning big races.
I remember being in the Truck Series garage all those years ago. All I know is this guy is panning out business cards. I'm like, well, good luck to that dude. And then the next thing you know, I'm covering the guy and he's almost winning the Cup championship. It feels like those were about 10 minutes apart.
Edwards impressively finished second in the standings in both 2008 and 2011.
The 2011 championship, Carl had an unbelievable season. He was basically top 5 for over half the races, and he goes into Miami Homestead, obviously, in a battle with Tony Stewart.
The competition between those two, it really was the Game 7 moment. Even myself being on the pit box, we were on the edge of our seat just because you wanted to know what was going to happen on the next lap.
Tony Stewart comes across the line. Carl Edwards will finish in second.
The second-place finish in 2011 came down to a tiebreaker, the closest points battle in Cup Series history.
The grace with which Carl handled coming so close but not winning the championship, I think, is something else he should be acknowledged and remembered for.
In 2015, Edwards left Roush Racing to help start a 4th team for car owner Joe Gibbs.
I think in Carl's case, everybody really respected him. It helped build our team, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
The whole company was growing, starting the 4th team, and he wanted to be a team player. He wanted to be the best out of the 4. He brought ownership and dedication into that role.
In his first season at Joe Gibbs Racing, Edwards won 2 of NASCAR's crown jewels, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte and the Southern 500 at Darlington.
Carl Edwards, he'll add his name to the legends that have won at Darlington.
His popularity and success with Joe Gibbs Racing continued into 2016, but the conclusion of that season came with news that shocked the racing world.
So I'm stepping away from full-time driving in the Cup Series, and I'm not taking any questions, so thanks for coming. Just joking.
I remember him sitting down and he goes, "Hey, Joe, I think it's time for me to step away from racing." And I go, "What?" Here's a guy that's in his prime, and for him to say that, I think it was one of the more shocking things that happened to me in sports.
I wake up in the morning thinking about racing. I think about it all day. I go to bed thinking about it, and I have dreams about racing. And that's just how it is. I've been doing that for 20 years, and I need to take that time right now and devote it to people and things that are important to me.
Carl Edwards gets his 9th win of the year.
Man, that's just unbelievable.
I don't believe anybody's a Hall of Fame driver that is not a great race car driver in the first place. That's the core of Carl Edwards. He was like the Freddie Lorenzen of our time, the golden child.
Anybody that can spend any amount of time with Carl Edwards is better for it. If you look at his driving talent and what he brought to our fans, what he brought to our race teams, Carl is a true class act and one of the best that's ever sat in a race car, in my opinion.
He was such a great ambassador for the sport as well as a performer in it.
Carl shook my hand. Said, "Go get it." Class act right there.
He was a tough competitor, the winner, the class act as an individual. He was respected by everybody within the sport.
Your applause, please.
He was special in every aspect of his career.